Here we go, Monday, 17th of February, fresh off Valentine's Day. Welcome to BackChat, powered by Paywise. Will Schofield, big weekend, and you've been commentating footy for the first time in a long time. Welcome back to BackChat.
Yeah, thanks, Dan. I was last here on Monday, actually, so it's good to be back. Tell you what, it was a pretty big weekend. Got to be honest. Tom Barras put his wedding on Valentine's Day, like 2 weeks from the start of the season.
Silly.
He's obviously had no input whatsoever on the date. Nadia's just gone, you know what, Tom? This is the date.
It's good for him going forward.
Welcome, Hammer, as well.
Great to be here, by the way. Yeah, I'm also here. It's he just never has to worry about Valentine's Day ever again because it's like it's just your wedding anniversary.
Yep.
So it's just there's a holiday that just or not a holiday. There's a day that just see ya.
Yes, correct.
I also think you potentially saved a bit of coin hiring a reception venue on a weekday instead of a weekend, which is always a plus.
Feel like Fridays though. It's still like
Was it? Yeah, at the Civic Centre.
Yeah.
I think that's
Nice
public.
spot.
That's free. Isn't it?
So
you just got to book it.
So I didn't see. You know when you see those things on social media? There's one in particular where there's like 5 people having a dance or 10 people all dancing, and it's like count the amount of times the ball drops between the white and the black.
Oh yeah. And have
then,
you seen the moonwalking bear?
And then there's a bear moonwalking through the middle. Apparently in the ceremony, like 3 random people, there was like a walkway right above where they were getting married, like in eye line. 2 old ladies just stopped and started watching from directly behind them at one stage with the dog. I didn't see them at all. And then as they're saying I do, a dog just walked and then like apparently did a shit up behind them.
There you go.
Awesome.
So yeah, it was a public place.
That's good.
And footy's back. Footy's bloody back, Dan.
Footy is bloody
Footy's
back.
fucking back.
We will talk more about the Tom Barras wedding because it's been a feeding frenzy over here in WA after some things came out.
I've got breaking news.
On that? Great. All right, well, we'll get to that. Now, also just some housekeeping. Firstly, this isn't live on YouTube, so feel free to skip ahead when you want. Because, if there's a certain topic, otherwise, stay with us.
Hey, you want to comment and talk to each other? Well,
talk to each
absolutely.
other. Go for it.
Just won't be able to throw to you guys today.
Because
I'm going to a pink concert.
You're going to a pink concert.
You actually
That's
are going
right.
to a pink concert.
Kylie Minogue was in town. You went to that. Now you're off to a pink concert. So lots of things going on.
We've got you for a limited time. Can I ask you one thing that's just completely off topic? It's not there, and I didn't even ask any of you about it.
Right.
It's currently, I think we're about 45 days into the new year.
Yep.
There or thereabouts, give or take a couple.
Yep.
How many times have you had fish and chips?
Yeah, how many?
Because I had pizza on the weekend.
I had pizza on the weekend.
Yeah, nice. How many times have you had fish and chips? Mister, I have fish and chips 20 times a year.
I didn't have it last week, but I had it twice the week before. So I reckon I'm still...
So what are you at?
I reckon I'm at one a week. What?
You've had fish and chips 7 times this week. We're 7 weeks into the year.
Yeah, so you've had it 7 times.
You reckon you've had fish and chips 7 times?
Yes.
I don't believe you.
Wow.
I don't believe you for a second.
Yeah, I've had it minimum 3 times this year in Mandurah. Minimum.
Yep.
Okay.
And then I had one, I guarantee I had one in Mount Hawthorn last week.
4.
Did you go to Pelican fish and chips for any of these?
No, I didn't.
Oh, come on, man.
Pelican, no.
Is that the guy who's...
Local business.
Yeah, okay, support local business.
So yeah, I'd say I'm on par, and I can lift. I know I can lift.
Okay, yeah.
Wow.
I'm just curious. I'm very curious.
Scully in March when fish and chips are around, look out because he's on a heater. Another thing, some last bit of housekeeping before we talk footy. The BackChat tipping competition is well and truly back.
Yeah.
Now, boys, last year we gave away a very big major prize and we had awesome prizes every week. Can I announce to you what those prizes are going to be for this year?
Can you? That's the question.
Yeah.
No, I can't because we haven't figured it out yet. But it
What was it
will
last
be
year? Was it
Like $2,000.
$2,001,
$'cause
and a weekly voucher to a venue.
Yeah, which no one invited us
year,
to, which was a bit ridiculous.
Yeah, that was weird.
Oh yeah, I know.
So
Shout out
strange.
Ryan Robson who definitely won it and never invited us along.
Sickening.
We can guarantee that it will be at least the same or better than last year.
It won't be worse.
It won't be worse.
Guarantee it won't be worse.
Guarantee
Sometimes these things are in the eye of the beholder. Like you may not think it's better, but we won't think it's worse.
That's true. That's right.
So look, I think it's going to be very big. So the same is going to apply this year to how we join, isn't it?
That's correct. So if you want to be in part of the BackChat and shelter football TBC combined tipping competition.
Not sure yet.
You
If
do
you wanna
have
join
to
a tipping
sign
comp.
up. If you want to join us, fair enough. If you want to join a tipping comp, head to backchatpodcast.com.au. There you can sign up as a patron, VIP access to all of our stuff. Also, you get ad-free content and all these extra sort of things. But if you want to join the tipping comp, you have to be a part of our Patreon page. We will be checking it. So if somebody just gives you a sneaky code, the code's on the Patreon page.
You're going to be a patron all year.
Yeah, if someone gives you a sneaky code and you join and we find out, well, you're not
You're
winning
out.
prizes.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I can boot you from the league as the manager
No,
of
you
it.
can stay in the league and you can
You
win.
stay in
and
the
then
league
you
and
get
you can
nothing.
not win the $2,000.
Absolutely, and it'll go to the
That'll hurt
person
you.
who gets second. So if you want to do that,
Unless
sign
that
up.
person also had a cheeky code.
Yeah, then it'll go to the third. It'll be like the
It'll go here. A babushka doll
what's
of
the
secret codes.
what's that race where everyone cheats? The Tour de France. It'll be like the Tour de France
yes.
from the
Heaps
race.
of Lance Armstrongs.
Exactly.
So tipping comp, weekly prizes, major prize at the end of the year. Sign up. You've got to be a patron
Yeah.
to do so.
It's going to be
It's pretty
bloody
simple,
good.
yeah.
All right, should we get into some football?
Yeah.
let's
Here we
do
go.
it.
Let's go to the Freo v All-Stars. The
Oh.
Indigenous All-Stars obliterated the Fremantle Dockers by 43 points on Saturday night. Coach Justin Longmuir defended the performance in the post-game press conference, stating that the team didn't want to show its hand too much in the scratch match. Hamish, Brayshaw, here's a two-part question for you. Should this be a yearly event? And also, is this worrying for Freo?
It's not worrying for Freo, I don't think, because one, it was a scratch match. Two, they were.
It was a scratch match.
It was a scratch match. But two, they were like, I did not think there was going to be the buy-in from the Indigenous All-Stars that there was. I thought it was going to be an NBA-style All-Star game where it was just fucking Isaac Rankin kicking torps from the 50 and like trying to take hangers. But the buy-in was exceptional, and it was like they were a very well-gelled and well-connected team. And as soon as that becomes the case, they're way better than any team because they're a team of A-graders.
Yes.
If this is going to happen again, it has to be against a State of Origin team. It can't just be against an AFL club. They would have beaten anyone. They beat Brisbane. They beat Sydney. They're just a phenomenal team of.
Would they win the premiership?
Yeah, they're the best team. That was better than any AFL team.
Really?
I think, yeah.
You think they would have beaten Brisbane?
I think they would have beaten Brisbane in the
last
grand final last year if that team had played with that way. They were just they've got more talent than anyone on the park. The only player that wasn't almost an A-grader was Cohen Livingston, who was the only 200 centimetre tall Indigenous player, so he was their ruck.
Yes.
And he didn't get smacked. But like everyone else is a genuine A-grader.
So a caveat to this is about what I'm about to say is I didn't watch a minute of this game.
Yeah, perfect.
But in saying that, I think this has to be a once-a-year thing.
It does.
I don't understand we don't want to commit to it being every year. We want special consideration. Let's make it every year. I don't really agree with the play State of Origin stuff. I think that's a pointless game. Let them play against sides. Like, that's okay playing a good side. They had 40,000 people at Optus Stadium. This thing's got to run every year. We had Brad Hill and Sonny Walters on the podcast the week leading up to it. So Brad Hill will be our guest on BackChat this week. One of my favourites of all time.
So
Nice.
good.
Three-time premiership player.
Yep.
He's a bit humorous, got a bit of resilience about him, got a bit of self-deprecation about him.
Yeah,
It was a great chat. But speaking of those boys, I knew they were going to win. They were that happy and that up and about to be playing with each other. I think it's going to be an every year thing. Did you see what Justin Longmuir had to say
Yeah,
post-game?
I did see it.
I reckon he's absolutely stunk that press conference up, mate.
Yeah.
He's gone, we've got smacked here by the Indigenous All-Stars. And I can't come out and say what you just said, that they were way better. Like, I don't think he could have said that.
No.
And so he's like, well, how do I deflect from our performance? They were missing a lot of players, Freo, some of which were playing against them.
Two of which.
But there is no way in the world that 3 weeks out from round one, you're hiding what you're doing and you're
that's a lie.
vanilla-ing.
Yeah,
You're playing the way you play.
Correct. You're playing the way you play. What I noticed on the game was my quick synopsis. Freo were under pressure and handballed the ball. I was doing boundary commentary and was with Jason Williams at three-quarter time, who's the Port Adelaide development coach. And I asked him, they were 30 points up, and I was expecting him to say, like, we've just told the boys to go nuts and have a bit of fun. And he said the opposite of that. He goes, Indigenous players for a long time have been underrated in the pressure that they bring at the ball, and like internally, and the boys know that we just want to fucking smother the ball and put as much pressure as we can. So that's what you'll see this quarter. And I was like, okay, different from taking speckies and kicking torps.
Yes.
He's actually trying your hardest to win, and like actually putting physical pressure on. And the first 2 minutes of the last quarter, it was like press from forward 50, press, bang, bang, tackle, turnover, goal.
Well, that's
and I was like, well, there you go, fucking awesome.
The one like the Indigenous players I've played, that's what they're number one. So like Willie Rioli's defensive pressure is number one. I've ever played.
And people, you look externally and it's like, oh, they're magical in the way they fucking flare and you jump on heads. But yeah, their pressure was exceptional. But also, they're just so much quicker than everyone. Everyone on the park was fucking lightning quick. And then everyone on the park was... those kicks where you're running and then someone like kicks it on the outside of the foot and it goes that way?
It's a real hard kick.
You see them once or twice a year and there was 8 of them in the game. And the boys did not miss once. It was... They were just... They would have beaten Brisbane. There you go. They would have beaten Brisbane.
Talking about press conferences, Cozzy Pickett tried to shy away from the issue and tried to mix his words a little bit. Didn't do a great job. He's going to Freo.
He's certainly going to Freo. You can't just be texting the boys. And then when it comes to I know that I've got to do my time at my contract at Melbourne.
Got to do my time.
Still have to do my time.
It's a prison sentence, is it, Cozzy? Anyway.
That'll be good.
That'll be good.
Yeah,
I think they should definitely rotate around to the different clubs, get them to play other teams. That would be a good thing to do every year. Liam Ryan was an absolute beast in that game.
Was he?
If he plays like that this year, look out.
He was running through the middle at times there too. He was
tackling everything.
He looked fucking good, mate.
He looked as fit as
very
I've seen him the day bore the incident in Freo. That's not last story. He was looking at $1 million.
Well,
and he looked at $1 million in that clip too.
Exactly.
Let's there we go. Talk West Coast v Richmond as the Eagles cruise to a 36-point victory over Richmond today in their first match sim. The Tigers only scored 1 goal before the final term. Their number 1 pick, Sam Lawler, left the ground at the end of the match with an injury. Will are West Coast winning the premiership?
Yes. Yes, they are, Dan. Look.
They'll win the premiership if they play in the TAC Cup under 18s.
I had one. I love a bit of commentary feedback, and I'm sure it'll ramp up as the proper stuff starts. But I had one bloke hit me up and said, mate, there's 2 teams out there, I'll have you know, absolutely infuriating listening to your commentary. And I just wrote back to him, to be honest, mate, it was infuriating to watch. I couldn't name one of your players.
There's one team out there. Richmond didn't turn up.
Mate,
Richmond played their under-18s team.
They had 2 players that had played more than 70 games of AFL footy. 2. And one of them was Camden McIntosh.
He's
wearing one of the worst headbands
He's completely bald.
ever seen. Look, Richmond are just going to be god-awful this year. Yeah. God-awful.
They were missing some good players.
God-awful.
But they'll be god-awful, yeah.
Like, they didn't have Tom Lynch, Taranto, Hopper. There was some others missing.
Bolter.
Backline legend, Vlaston.
Can I give you guys an over-under of how many, which round, I guess it's not an over-under, but which round do you think they'll get their first win? I had a quick look at the schedule before. It's pretty...
When do they play West Coast? When do they play West Coast in Melbourne?
I think that's round 9 or 10.
Round 9 or 10.
You reckon?
In Melbourne, I think they beat West Coast.
Hammer?
Yeah. They'll win a game this year. The teams won't go. You won't go winless.
Bobcats it.
Nah, you're not just going to go completely winless.
Their line, thanks to TABtouch, is 2.5 wins. Do they go?
No,
is it?
I'd take unders.
Yeah, so
I'd take unders.
I'd be surprised if they win 3 games.
So would I.
And I think they can win 2. So it's a good line.
They also play West Coast in round 19 as well.
Best line ever.
Round 19 at Optus Stadium is when they play West Coast for the second time.
Which is here.
Yes. They'll win 2 games somewhere. They'll bob up and beat.
Yeah, they'll beat...
Like they beat Sydney last year.
Essendon.
They beat Sydney last year. It's like you just do one of that. You do that one day. And
they're going to be very bad. That's what I saw today. West Coast, Dan, you think they win the flag. I'll just tell you who was good and who I liked.
Yeah, tell us who was good.
Yeah. Liam Baker, outstanding.
He was really good.
I liked the boy. The boy played a strong game. Just a little bit fumbly, but like run and carry and breaking lines.
He was playing on a 400-centimetre bloke at one point, which didn't do him any justice.
He was exciting. Duggo was very good inside. I liked Jack Hutchinson on
a wing.
I liked Tyler Brockman.
He kicked a couple. I like Tyrell Dewar.
He's on the other wing, so they're playing him on the other wing.
He did some special things. Nearly took mark of the millennium.
Goal he kicked from 55 after a couple of bounces.
Burst through it. Yeah, that was pretty good.
And
Oscar's a gun.
I liked Sandy Brock.
Down back.
He is trying out for an SSP spot, secondary onto the list, and I think West Coast will take him. I gave Jack Henderson a good rap last week, but Sandy Brock looked very good.
What about
Oscar's a gun, mate?
Oscar is gone. What about Bo Allen? First time seeing him in a West Coast kit.
Nah, didn't notice a lot, but nothing bad. But I liked the look of him.
Yeah,
just
that's
the
important.
size.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
Tanned. ripped.
Yeah, it's important.
I'll tell you what I didn't see out there. I did see him earlier on. He didn't play. Luca Grego, disappointingly, they were just. I think they were
where
just.
was he?
No, I think it was just doing a bit of warm up on the side,
Hiding the
like
Luca Grego hand.
Gov and Harley Reid and Luca.
Yeah,
Grego.
they didn't want to. They didn't want to show everybody their game
Yeah,
their round one
yeah,
tactics.
just along.
Yeah, they didn't want to display their round one hand, so they left Luca Grego on the bench.
Who was the other guy? Tom Gross or Gross.
Nah, didn't play.
Didn't
Grossy.
play. Yeah, that was a notable absentee as well from West Coast. Anything else on West Coast Richmond before we move on?
Nah. Richmond are just going to be gone.
Yeah, Richmond will be tough to
That's-
watch all
that's
year
good.
long.
Okay, let's go to the wedding. A media frenzy has erupted this morning in WA with images of Hawthorn
Hasn't
coach
it?
Sam Mitchell circulating with him sitting next to Harley Reid at the wedding of Tom Barras. Coincidence? Will, you were there. What happened?
Right. So let me tell you what happened. All right, I'm going to show you a picture that I have, Hamish, that I've promised not to release.
Sure.
This will break the internet. Right? It'll break it. The whole thing will be broken.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
So
Wow!
So head over to the West and get
put it out.
your blur.
Text it.
Nah, not. I'm going to hold it. It's going to be one of the great photos of all time. However, the West got some blurred image.
It looked like it was a
Sam-
screenshot from a story.
Sam Mitchell saw this happen, this papping at the wedding.
Oh.
So I was next to Sam.
Yep.
So that picture that you see with Sam and Harley, I'm to the right, but they've chopped me out because I don't think that
Were
matters
they?
too much.
Can I question? Were they actually sitting next to each other? Because,
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
There's sometimes you can do sort of
Nah.
like the angle adjustments.
Nah.
Like, have you seen Lord of the Rings when Gandalf is riding into Hobbiton and him and Frodo are sitting in the thing next to each other to make Ian McClellan look like
Giant.
3 times the
Yeah.
size of Frodo? The cart's actually like 3.5 meters long. So Frodo's sitting next to him,
So
but
you
he's
think
3.5
Harley
meters
was
away.
another table?
Yeah, maybe.
The same thing happened with The Rock and Dom, whatever his name is,
Dom
from Fast and
Toretto.
Furious. They like go face to face and they're
Yeah.
looking at each other, but he's standing like 2 meters away.
Yeah, just so he looks the same height.
On a box.
Anyway, continue.
Probably.
So it's not that.
So Sam
He's
Mitchell,
not Gandalf.
Sam Mitchell saw himself getting papped and
Yep.
goes to me, that girl over there just papped us.
Okay. Was she involved in the wedding?
Yeah, she was a guest. And I was like, no, she didn't. There's no way. Anyway,
She did.
So I got some nice photos, which will remain with me and me only. But that is what that's from. We saw it happen.
Wow.
And so I think that's a bit grubby behaviour.
was it?
I don't know. But
Yes, you do.
It's no, actually no. I didn't know who it was. But
Can I-
watched it happening, and that's yuck behaviour.
Can I tell you what is also grubby behaviour?
What?
Tom Barras seating Harley Reid next to Sam Mitchell.
Yeah, no,
Is
that's
it or is it smart
It's
business?
very smart.
Was it
I
sitting in
gotta
next to
tip
it,
my
or
cap.
was that after the night had ended and people were sort of moving around and sitting wherever they'd pleased? Because Harley could have been sitting and Mitch could have just gone up next to him and sat down.
I know the answer to that. I'm just wondering how to
Don't
answer
say it. Don't say it. It's the latter. That's my guess. Why wouldn't Mitch go up and sit next to him?
Look,
And why wouldn't Harley go up and sit next to Mitch if it
but
was the other way
why
around?
wouldn't Tom seat Harley next to
Yeah, it would be hilarious.
Sam
either way.
Mitchell? Like, I mean, he's head coach now. So who do you want to sit next to? Harley Reid.
I did also see from Instagram someone who was sitting close by as well, Mr. Josh Rotham, currently not listed on an AFL list.
Can reveal that
So-
Josh was pushing his case to make a comeback through Hawthorn or have Hawthorn sponsor the West Perth Falcons this year. So Rothy was spending a lot of time around that table.
Yeah.
The exclusive stuff that I do have to reveal does revolve around that photo
Yeah.
that I just showed you, Hamish.
Yeah.
There's more to come, right? And
Sickening.
put some lines together. There was lots of conversations happening with potential.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
Crazy.
Just saying. All right?
Rothy's coming back. Rothy is a late in.
All right, here we go. Now, if you've got an issue with a mate, a neighbour, or one of us, here's your chance to get off your chest. Head to backchatpodcast.com.au/fines. Record a fine, send it in to us. Anything that you don't like, just in society or about us, send it through. Jaden, hit us with the first one.
G'day, lads. Couple of weeks behind here, but I'd like to find a couple of people.
Yeah,
sure.
First of all, I got $1 for Maoli. If you don't know who Maoli is, country reggae artist from Hawaii, touring Australia, put on concerts. Really good. Anyway, brought tickets to his show at Metropolis Frio. Went out for a lovely dinner, rocked up to the show, cancelled. Had no voice. I understand it. Done a few concerts in a row, couple of nights all around Australia. All good. bit more of a heads up would have been nice before we got there.
That's true.
That's okay. Thought we'd make the most of it in Freo. So we decided to head down to Urban Collective Winery.
Beautiful.
I've heard Will talk about this on the podcast before.
Urban
Has a
Winery.
little bit of a sharing to do with it. Me, I don't really drink wines, but Mrs.
Well,
loves
why'd
a
you
wine,
fucking go to
my friend
an Urban
loves a
Winery?
wine. So I said, well, let's go there.
Oh, no, it's
Walked on down there. Mrs. and a friend got a wine. They're happy as days. Me, more of a beer drinker.
Yeah.
Surely Will has something to do with this.
Not at a
Got to have
winery.
some shelters on tap.
Not at a winery.
Oh, I could go myself a nice BackChat ale.
Not at an urban winery.
Knew I was switching my luck. Wouldn't get that.
No.
But surely we got some lagers or something.
No,
Tap.
not at a winery.
No shelter beers on tap.
No.
There might have been
Urban winery.
might have been a shelter sour or something on tap. But no standard shelter beers. So this is $1 fine for you, Will.
Still going.
Come on, mate.
$1
Come one of your sponsors. Sort it out. Get them in there. Anyway, beautiful place.
Okay.
Recommend people go in there.
Still going.
But if you want to drink shelters, go elsewhere.
Yeah, fair enough.
Right.
Oh, that was a long one.
So
good fine.
Right. So Urban Winery. It's you fucking babbling on over there. It's not a fucking winery. It's an urban winery. It's got a fucking massive bar and you can get beers of all kinds. It serves
Oh,
Guinness.
perfect. Does it?
Right.
Went there for the first
awesome.
time a couple of weeks ago. Great time.
Don't let
Food
me tell you.
incredible.
So good.
Yeah,
Just yeah, very very. Wish I lived closer.
I don't negotiate the beer contracts that are on our taps. However, Shelter has been on our taps, and I do apologise, Murray, whatever his name is.
Maoli was the singer.
The
Maoli.
Hawaiian Australian
Look,
singer.
I apologise. I would like to apologise, but I'd like to put that on Shelter and say,
Yeah, that's
get
on
yourself on the taps.
That's
They're
on
always available. But
Not
do
really. They're fully booked out. You got to get it in advance.
do head down to Urban Winery. Hey,
Yeah.
let down, mate. It's good.
It was very very good. Sat down at a table.
Thanks so much for going there and supporting your mates. By the way.
haven't been- had a
yeah, I
chance.
know you haven't.
Haven't
Haven't had a
chance.
chance. Yeah, no, it's all right. Had a
Only been
picture on the
for a
weekend
year.
though.
Perfect.
Yeah, well, you've only.
Do you have a partner?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I know you do.
Yeah.
You want to take her on a date?
I do. I'd love to. She
Yeah.
doesn't drink wine, but I'll take her there.
It's not just a
Oh,
winery.
my partner doesn't drink wine. We went there. We had a great time. We
It's a
sat,
restaurant, mate.
sat down.
I'll
And
be there then.
Give her a water.
That's actually a good point.
they have soft drink there too.
Do they really?
They have one of those guns where it
Do you have the
shoots out-
gun?
Do I?
No,
Yeah. No. Do you have the gun?
No,
Oh,
I don't.
have the gun.
the soft
Anyway,
drink gun.
Okay.
I was just looking at a photo of Maoli as well. I'd love you guys to actually just put a picture in your head of what you think Maoli looks like, the singer.
Mm-hmm.
And then, Jaden, can you chuck it up on the screen?
To be honest, all I can think of is mayonnaise crossed with aioli.
I've
Sounds
got my
like a
eyes
dressing to put on.
I've got my eyes closed. I'm thinking of the
Mayonnaise
guy who sings
crossed with aioli.
Somewhere Over the Rainbow, but not that guy's like.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
yeah,
he's
yeah.
like 600
He's
pounds.
passed away, rest
So
in
he's like, I'm thinking halfway between that and Dwayne the Rock Johnson, and then sort of like morphing into Carmichael Hunt.
Is her name Yoli Mayoli?
No, the name of the artist is Maoli.
Can I get a photo up of
Jaden,
Maoli?
is this? It's coming. While you're doing that, I will get us on to the next thing. Actually, the last thing on
Is it the last fine?
that. Oh no, there's one more fine. You
Great.
bring up the next fine while we do the work.
Hello, Dan. This is Luca. I fine you $5 for not caring enough about Dallas blowing up their future. $1 million fine for Nico too. Go Lakers. Harley Reid to Essendon incoming.
What?
So Luca
Luka Doncic
Luke Doncic
reached
just
out.
sent in a fine.
I thought it was
BackChatPodcast.com.
Luca Gregor.
So did I.
Can you just give it to us one more time, Jane? I didn't quite catch some of it.
Hello, Dan. This is Luca. I fine you $5 for not caring enough about Dallas blowing up their future. $1 million fine for Nico too. Go Lakers.
$1 million
Harley Reid
fine.
to Essendon incoming.
Harley Reid to Essendon coming.
$1
All right.
million fine.
I don't know who actually did that, but respect to you for making it. That sounds exactly like Luka Doncic, so they may have used like a Luka voice.
Yeah, it could have been a little Luka
think-
voice out.
Might have been him.
It
Could have
also
been
may
easily
have been him. So
Could have
yeah,
been Maoli.
we'll take that $1 fine on, and also $1 million. to
That
Nick
is
Harrison.
pretty similar to what I thought. That's a
Yeah.
that's
I
a sort
thought-
of a
I thought
Carmichael Hunt.
Mayoli was a girl.
I didn't.
Oh, that's fair.
No, I didn't.
There you go, Maoli.
Do you reckon mayonnaise and aioli as a dressing would be nice?
Yeah,
It's
I have.
pretty
call it
much
Maoli.
like
would call it
aioli
Maoli.
is pretty as weird as it sounds. Is
Yeah,
pretty
pretty-
much
yeah,
mayonnaise
but
and
it's
aioli.
not.
It's not.
So imagine
Nah.
mixing them together.
It's like a tangy aioli, which is I don't know. Had aioli on the weekend.
Both look like jizz.
Okay.
Anyway, Chris Scott.
Let's go to Chris Scott. The AFL has completed its review of Chris Scott's third-party deal with Morris Finance, a major sponsor of Geelong, but it is not disclosed if the sponsorship funds will affect the club's soft cap. Hamish, your thoughts on the Chris Scott saga being swept under the rug by the AFL?
Yeah. It's just ridiculous. They keep getting away with it. Like, there's no way Bailey Smith isn't getting some brown paper bag money from Cotton On. No way that has not been factored into the deal. Like, Chris Judd used to pack boxes at Vizzy Park. He was not doing that. Like, it's well known that happens. And the fact that they've just not published it is like them saying, well.
So what's happened here? The AFL have concluded their investigation, but they're not.
They're not
releasing their review.
Yeah.
What?
It's ridiculous.
So they've done the review.
It's basically
it might be wrong or right.
Well, they've got to the point where it's like, okay, now it's clear to us that this is happening. This is what I think.
Yeah.
It's clear to us that Chris is not really doing a heap at Morris Finance. Somehow he's earning, 6 figures at Morris Finance.
Head vibes officer or something.
Yeah, for like a 1 day a month leadership course where he comes in and makes a cup of tea and then goes.
But,
and now
so why are they not releasing it?
Because now if they release it and everyone sees like, hang on a minute, what's going on? They've got to act on it.
And then the whole competition's
and then
blowing up.
Then it's like, okay, now
Simo's Hungry Jacks are getting pulled back.
We need to investigate that. We've got to investigate Bailey Smith. We've got to investigate this, that, and everything. And it's like, okay, well,
Dean Cox's Hungry Jacks is
if
getting
we
pulled back.
just sweep this under the rug and let bygones be bygones.
You can't tell me that sponsors around the AFL don't come up with ways to remunerate
of course
the clubs they are sponsoring.
Well, that would be silly on their part to not do that.
Guarantee you it happens.
Yeah.
I want a Hungry Jacks.
I would like a McDonald's. I'm more of a McDonald's guy.
Oh, are you actually?
Yeah.
I'm definitely more of a Hungry Jacks guy.
Really? KFC?
No, I'm far more of a Hungry Jacks operator than I am anything else.
I had KFC on the weekend.
Great.
It's a real,
Hit and miss.
feel good whilst you're eating it, feel like death after you've had it. Top operation.
Sometimes if I've had like the worst day ever, like I don't know, just top or worst 5 days of my life, I reckon.
Hello, Dan. This is Luca.
I'm getting KFC. Hey, Luca.
That's top 5 worst days of your life. Did you get KFC then?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I actually did. I did recently get KFC.
Real misery food, mate.
Yeah, no, I'm certainly a Hungry Jacks guy.
Okay.
I am a Hunger Tamers box operator, and when I used to have the 50% off card, it used to cost me $11.
That's amazing.
It was fucking amazing.
Should we go to another coach here? Ken Hinkley will coach his final season at Port Adelaide in 2025.
R.I.P. Ken.
Passing the role to Josh Carr in 2026. We'll start with this. Scully, is this a good idea?
All right, so we will get into the RIP, Ken, because I feel like we sort of broke this sort of happening that the public lynching
of Ken Hinkley was going to happen.
It was beginning last year, really, but we'll get into that. Is this a good idea? No. Absolutely not. An assistant coach is not a head coach, and if you've got them both at the club at the same time, you've got midfielders not knowing what the relationship is. You've got guys not listening to Ken because, Ken's gone next year, so I don't need to impress him. Josh is trying to act like a head coach, but he's actually just the assistant coach, so he's not making any calls. People get confused. AFL players need structure and clarity, and they operate best under an environment where things are clear. This will muddy the waters completely. I don't understand handovers. Just sack Ken and give Josh the job, or let Ken work and then sack him. I mean, like, what's the handover? What the hell is that?
I don't get the handover. The only time I can remember it successfully working was the Paul Roos handover at Melbourne.
And that was Goodwin too.
Yeah, Roos handed over to Goodwin, but it was very much like Roos was not the coach. He would sit in the back of the box, would do nothing.
So do you think that's going to happen at Port?
I think that might. I don't think that will. But like Roos, Ken Hinkley isn't Paul Roos. Ken Hinkley's a very good coach, but he's never won a premiership. He's not.
But that's the only thing he hasn't done that Paul Roos has.
Yeah, but that's a pretty big thing.
Yes, I understand that, but like that's just a game here and there. They've been a top 4 side for
they have
6
been.
years.
They have been, but like I just think it's such a strange thing for Port to do to be like, no matter what happens here, you're done. Because I don't think that would have been Ken's idea.
Oh, I could see why the press conference it wasn't Ken's idea. Did you see the presser?
It was like
Koshy in the middle of them and Carr.
Koshy there?
Yeah, Koshy was talking.
It was like the Simo one.
Right.
It was like the Simo one.
Yes.
This has become a mutual decision, but we'd love Adam to coach this week. Are you fucking serious? What do you mean?
No one told me about that.
No, I'm not doing that.
And then he didn't.
He didn't.
He tossed the coin.
Yeah, he tossed a coin. Like, yeah, mate, I'm not fucking coaching for you this week, Don.
It's like,
it was like that was crazy. But yeah, it's Ken Hinkley will be publicly lynched no matter what happens by the Port Adelaide fan club, and they just have, unless he wins the flag, in which case they'll probably still do it because he didn't win it sooner. They've just got this hatred for the bloke.
What if he wins the flag?
He goes.
Would
out
that
on
be
top.
a terrible decision?
He wins the flag. He goes and coaches Tassie.
So they're just going to get rid of a premiership coach.
It's crazy.
Like, they've committed to that.
They've committed
That's
to getting rid of
dumbest
the.
thing
I know
ever.
it's the stupidest thing ever. At the start of the year, on a finals top 4 contending team,
Yes.
to be like, no matter what happens here, we're getting rid of the coach. It's just baffling.
Yes. So, publicly lynched, do you think that's going to happen?
Yeah, I think it's going to be. I don't think they're going to win the premiership this year.
No.
But I think he will be just at anything they do wrong, anything that happens, no player will have to bear any weight of responsibility this year for anything.
Jason Horne-Francis is going to win a Brownlow in his career. You can just lock that in.
Man.
Yeah, he's a gun.
He's
I'll
so
give
good.
you $2 odds that happens.
So
He's a star.
And he was a boner.
He was a boner, and I was very unfortunate. that he
But
got-
lucky in that package,
Goods in
Toby
return.
Pink was a part of that package.
Yeah. Well-
and clearly, we know what he's going to do with the competition this year.
The bonus on the back of Horne-Francis leaving should have got Harley Reid, but decided to beat Gold Coast in the nothing game,
Yes.
which will almost go down in history as one of the worst games in North Melbourne's history.
Can I give you some breaking news, boys? I don't know if you would have watched much of the Geelong v Hawks match sim today, but Bailey Smith, we got to see him for the first time in a Geelong
Yeah,
kit,
saw a little bit of this.
rolling around with the white headband. So on the headband, he's wearing a Nike swoosh in the middle. So Tom Morris just reportedly on Twitter.
He'd be all over this, Tommy.
The AFL has confirmed Bailey Smith's Nike swoosh was permitted today, but from next week onwards, he will have to turn the headband inside out. So, breaking news
I don't
for
get that. So I've worn a head, tie, not a headband.
Yeah.
That's like tennis towel-y.
That is,
you. Yeah, that's
Like,
a sweat. A sweat
Camden
thing.
McIntosh had one on as well.
Yeah, no, it was ridiculous.
And he's not holding any hair back.
That's a John Cena armband
Camden's
around
got
his head.
less hair than me, and much respect to it.
Yep.
But I'm not sure what's happening there.
he's
So that's
completely
keeping
bald.
sweat out of his eyes.
Correct.
That's fair.
Which are what
No, it's
eyebrows
not.
are designed to
No,
do.
you don't- yeah, eyebrows. You can put Vaseline on top of your
Vaseline
eye.
on
That's
you,
what the boxers do.
Yeah,
It
Oh, yeah,
drips
okay.
down side. You don't need a headband on. Both of those blokes, and I like it, are wearing it for looks only. Both of them are.
Yep.
You can wear something that isn't you don't need a fucking billboard on your head like Bailey Smith is running around. Isn't he sponsored by Cotton On?
Yeah.
Nike would
they've
be a
got 'em.
competitor of theirs.
Maybe active
Not in
wear?
active
Cotton,
wear.
cotton
Oh,
on.
Cotton On
do
Cotton On
active wear?
make their fucking jumpers, mate.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but it's
okay.
not activewear. That's their jumper. Like
Sorry?
activewear, I don't think Cotton On and Nike are a competing
I'll
sponsor
put a fair
for-
bit of money into the fact
for-
that they would be making sporting activewear Cotton On. They make everything, mate. They're like athletic. There's shit in there everywhere.
Yeah, I feel
I'm
like
not saying shit. I mean amazing
I
products.
feel like Cotton On's more entry level activewear then, and it's not really on the same market.
Okay, that's like saying that
That's like comparing-
Nando's or Porto
go on.
Chicken and McDonald's aren't competitors. Yes, they are. They make takeaway food,
Porto v
Yeah, but
McDonald's.
Toyota's.
but they're not good. They're not good competitors.
No,
but
no,
they're
no.
competitors.
Yes.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but I get what I'm saying too.
We should maybe
I think I'm also right.
maybe we'll do like a Freedom of Information Act and we'll contact both.
I
and
also
we'll find
just
out.
I just don't like the.
Well, it's like North Beach and East Perth not playing in the same league, but people that sponsor football clubs.
Competitors. I get it.
Yeah,
I get what you're saying.
and I'm right.
Yeah, but you're also wrong.
Okay.
But anyway, they just shouldn't. I don't get why he has to turn his headband inside out. I don't get that. Remember when Nick Nat got told that he wasn't allowed to wear black skins because he needed to wear skin color skins?
Fuck, that was
What?
to
He
a point almost racist.
That
But
was
I
his
thought,
skin
He got
colour.
told-
I thought it was funny. He thought it was funny.
He laughed, but he got told he wore the black thigh length skins in a practice game, and got told by the AFL you can't wear them because they're not skin color. And he just went. Sorry, what the fuck do you
Or
want
do
me
you
to
mean your
do?
skin
Yeah,
colour?
what do you want from me? I'm from Fiji,
It's outrageous.
and that's it.
Yeah, correct. And he continued to wear black
He
skins.
continued to wear black skins.
I've got one-
That common sense prevailed pretty quickly.
I have 2 minutes.
I've got one last
Big
one for you
concerts
then.
coming along.
Here we go. This is about LeBron James, which is great on an
LeBron
All-Star game.
James.
LeBron James was a last-minute withdrawal from the NBA All-Star game today in San Francisco, causing people to believe he waited until the last minute so that he couldn't be replaced. Hammer, is this just a dick move?
This is like Mayoli all over
This
again.
is
Yeah.
Mayoli all over again. I think he was a bit salty that him and Bronny didn't get called up. He would have liked Bronny to have played in the All-Star game.
What would
with him.
Bronny have done? Swept the floors?
Yeah, mate. He sweeps the floors for the Lakers anyway, but somehow gets a go. To be honest, he's fucking played in 18 of the bastards, hasn't he?
Yeah, yeah,
Or
he's-
19 of them. Give someone else a go,
As if
LeBron.
he'd give a shit about playing in the All-Star game.
But
It's
the
a
only thing
completely
is,
junk
the
game.
price would have the price would have been different for the tickets, and that's bullshit. I think the NBA would have said, you stay in this, or whoever makes the money from the tickets, announce it last minute so all the tickets get sold.
Who replaced him?
No one did because he said he waited till like the day of and was like, "Oh, I'm actually not playing tonight now," and so they couldn't bring anyone else in. So
You know
he
you're a
keeps the
big
All-Star
dog.
spot.
Yeah, when you can do
just
that.
go, you know what? Actually, I'm not
You
playing.
know what? I don't care about that.
If you get a sec, Jaden, if you can, there is a great photo of, they take a photo of both All-Star teams, so they got everyone in their kits and stuff, and then in the West, whatever the team is, LeBron's just in street clothes. Like everyone's in their basketball, everyone's in their basketball kits, and
He's
LeBron's
just
just in his street clothes purely just so he could be a part of.
Hey, boys, make sure you sign up to the Footy tipping comp.
Yes.
Yep.
You got to be a patron to do that. It's been great conversing with you. I do have to go and say, pick my favourite song. I don't know.
Which one is it?
Funhouse.
Feeling like a reggae. No,
That's Miley Cyrus.
It used to be a fun house. That's
Party
your
started that one.
Get
So
this party.
raise your glass
you're
if you
so
were wrong.
I got
And
it.
on
Oh, that's
yeah.
Rockstar.
Yeah, that's
They all
also
sound- they all sound the same.
yeah.
We will never
That's why I
be,
like
never
it.
be anything
Well,
but
Goodbye.
as
See
you
ya.
leave, Will, this isn't why we're finishing up, but we are going to finish up a little bit early, as we're not live, and it is, we're just scratching the surface of the
season.
footy and the season. Fremantle have Melbourne coming up, Hammer. West Coast have North Melbourne, the boners
in Bunbury.
in Bunbury. Are you going to go?
Probably not.
Okay.
Probably not.
Not
to
a
be
real
honest.
fan?
No, it's just a long way to go for a pracky that I can watch on the couch.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Yeah, to
Do
be
you
honest,
think you'll even watch it? on
no,
the
I'll
couch?
definitely watch
Okay.
it. But when it's a the game when they play down there in season, they're playing the boners down there.
Yes, that's
I'll go
right.
to that. I'll go to a 4-point game.
Okay.
I won't. Yeah, don't get out of bed. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, there's everyone in the. Why did he have to be a part of that?
LeBron.
Thanks,
How
LeBron.
come the top team, the East, have got like way more players? They look like how many? Oh no, is that
Wait,
LeBron
is that the East team, Jane?
again and again? LeBron's
No, bro. That's like.
Is that Paul
I think I
Pierce?
can see like Carl Malone in there.
Yeah, that's Shaquille O'Neal's in the middle
Bro,
of
that's
that.
so old.
Allen Iverson, Shaquille O'Neal,
Is that
Tracy
Chris Kaman?
McGrady, Chris Cambridge from Like Mike. He's not in there. Calvin Cambridge.
Gilbert Arenas.
The bottom one
Bottom
is
one-
LeBron.
no, the bottom one
the
is
bottom
from
one's
today.
right.
That's
but
so
that's Paul
funny,
Pierce
Jane.
up the top and LeBron James, Shaquille O'Neal. Who's the enormous white guy?
That's Chris Kaman, I reckon.
Wow.
Somehow Chris Kaman made the East. When he was. Oh, I don't know. No clue. Anyways,
Anyway, that's LeBron down the bottom in his white civvies. LeBron's first All-Star appearance versus his last one, which is him in.
right. Yeah,
Why does
he'll probably.
Why does Jason Tatum look like he's just shit himself? He's next. Is he next to LeBron on the right? He looks like he's just done a poo and he's just holding it in. Oh no!
Can we get this photo done with?
Yeah.
There
Anyway,
we go.
that's
but
LeBron.
That's LeBron, and that's BackChat for this week. Hammer, we have more to talk about next week. There's more games, and it's just hard to talk about practice matches, simulations that don't really mean anything.
Yeah.
Unless you're West Coast. And
Unless
then
you're
take
West Coast,
every
they're going to
win
win the
you can
flag. But the line at the moment TABtouch are giving is 5.5 wins for the year for West Coast.
get. I'm taking the overs.
I'm taking the overs on that.
I'm taking the overs.
I think based on what I saw today, you can't really tell because Richmond were really, really bad. But that having been said, West Coast showed some signs. They had
couple of home games they can get wins.
couple of
at.
home games. You get a couple of good players. Like if you can get some things clicking.
Lush wasn't in the team today.
Oscar looked excellent. If Oscar
Yep.
and Jake can come back and play together, like that's a really powerful little duo there. Noah Long looked great. He's back. Govs, obviously.
Elijah Hewitt.
Elijah Hewitt looked really good. Kicked a pretty dope goal. So yeah, and West Coast were missing a few, so they can get a few back, and it'll be. I think we're looking at possibly 6 to maybe even 8.
Wow, 8.
8 would be crazy. 8's a ridiculous
I reckon
number.
if West
6
Coast,
is a result.
if West Coast wins 7, I'm counting that as a W for a season. There we go.
The only thing is, do you want to win? Would you rather win 7 or would you rather win 2?
No, I want
2 gets you
I
another
want to
first.
show Harley. I want to show Harley that we can win games.
Yeah.
That's
I think the dollars that will get thrown at that kid don't matter. Wins don't really matter at this point.
because West Coast can offer him the most, right?
Yeah, West Coast. I feel like everyone will be able to. Everyone will find 20 million for him,
Because like
which is just ridiculous to say.
in the NBA, like the teams who own a player can offer him more, so that to keep players in teams.
I don't think
I don't
that's
know
how
if
it
that's
works.
an AFL thing.
No,
Alright.
you just get the salary cap. But I think because
We got Chad coming too, so
yeah, we've got Chad coming and we've got Harley coming. But like, imagine if. So yeah, what would you rather? Would you rather finish 7th or would you rather finish 2nd? You'd rather finish. Sorry, would you rather win 7 games or 2 games?
yeah, 7. Give me wins. Give me wins. Show Harley that we're on the
Yeah,
rise. Show Chad. Then Chad's
Yeah, actually,
Harley's
that's
like, okay,
true.
we got Chad coming next year. We can maybe get 10 or 11 wins. Who knows?
If you have 7 wins and you have Oscar and Jake kick, Oh, my goodness. What's a good number?
35, 40 each.
If you have them kick 80 goals apiece, 80 goals combined, in however that
Yep.
manifests itself. Although, that being said, Jay kicked like 55 and Oscar kicked 60 the year before or something, didn't he?
Yeah,
Made
always chucks in 35 or
let's
40.
just call it. Let's
Liam
call
Ryan,
it
20.
Yeah, let's call it Jake Oscar kick. I'd go 85 between them. You're happy with that?
Yep.
Harley gets, if he only misses a couple of games with soreness and injury, then you win 7 games. You think, hang on a minute. All of a sudden, we bring Chad in. We draft him. We're going to get another draft pick, and now we're talking.
Yep.
Now we're on, and all of a sudden rebuild over, and we're back.
The boys put on another 50 pounds. He's the strongest man in the
he's the
world.
strongest man in the comp. He's grown 8 inches, and he's, I think...
Actually, one last one for you on the
Yep.
boy. Did you see, so he pushed the player into Lawler, I think it was.
Yeah, I saw that.
People saying they should look at that tribunal. That seems odd.
If they look at that for the tribunal to start,
Because he was
the year
concussed. Because he got concussed out of it, potentially.
it'll be. I will be really concerned for the state of football this year if that gets made into anything. Really concerned because there was nothing in it. They were in a marking contest. It's like you're trying to spoil the ball, you're trying to jostle for position. It was just a football shove, but not anything malicious. And all of a sudden he's out. So that's unlucky for Lawler. And fingers crossed he gets better. But if the boy goes down for that,
He's just too strong. He's still learning.
yeah,
his
he's
new
learning his
strength.
own strength. It's
Yep.
he's like who's a superhero that just gets given super strength out of nowhere.
Oh, like Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. It's like, okay, what the fuck am I doing here now?
Yep.
Or I can climb up walls. That's a bit weird. When he punches Flash and he's like, I've just killed a guy.
Yeah.
It's like then you got, that's the boy I feel like. He's found the weight room again this off-season, found that there's 25 kilos instead of 20. The red plate's over the blue, and he's just gone to another level.
Absolutely. Paywise, thank you for
thanks,
carrying the
guys.
podcast here for 2025. TABtouch, Shelter Brewing Co, Whippersnapper Whisky, ID Athletic, Mamba Digital, On One, plumbing and electrical, camera electronic, and I think that's everyone. Hammer,
Could be it.
Yeah, Hammer, you're back on Friday for Hammer's Happy Hour.
Yep.
Do you have is there someone that you've
No,
got
not
lined
yet.
up at the
I'm going to
moment?
have to think. I've got a few things in the pipe that I'd really like to, a few people that I'd really like to chat to, a few ideas that I got floating in my head.
I've got someone for you that I've been trying to get, and they keep leaving me on red.
That's
But I'm going
disappointing.
to pursue it, and I'm going to get to them.
Yeah,
Promise.
so you pursue that, and at any point that will supersede who I've organised.
We've got a quiz. Someone's hit us up for a quiz.
Hit us up for a quiz, so we'll be quizzing this week. That'll be fun. I'm 1-0 from my quizzes in a real nail biter too.
If you don't know what we're talking about, go back and listen to not last week, but the week before.
Episode 2 with Cal Kramer of the Southern River Band.
Yeah.
That you
quiz
listen
is so
to the
funny.
whole thing because it's very, very funny. But listen to the end of it. Me and Kane, and I just get him.
So good.
Get him at the end.
So bloody good. He's such a passionate fan
Oh,
of
he
Harry
loved
Potter.
And I
Get
smashed him.
in contact with us, hello at backchatpodcast.com.au, or follow us on Instagram, backchat_. Hammer, you'll be here Friday. Wednesday,
be.
we've got a guest interview coming out with Bradley Hill, which is elite. And we also have the week after Mike Hussey.
Mr.
So
Cricket.
good. Mr. Cricket. So we've got a couple of really good guest interviews coming up, so look out for those. Otherwise, we'll see you next week. See you Monday.
So yeah.